Exercise 1101, just the second part of that exercise, is sort of associated with not probability but choosing samples. I suppose it is choosing samples, but it's what's called combinations. All right, so we'll be doing that a bit in the next topic. So there are 5 women on the swimming squad. We've got Lisa, Zoe, Sarah, Trish and Nina. We can call them L, Z, S, T and N. And 2 are selected for drug testing. Now, the question is, how many sample sizes of 2 could be chosen? Now, you can list them. Let's do part B first. How are you going to list them? I can do L with Z. So, girls, this is what I like to do. I like to just write them out. L, Z, S, T, and N. List all the possibilities. They're the 5 people, right? They're your 5 swimmers. So if you want to list all the possibilities with a sample size 2, I'm just doing part B first. L with Z, L with S. See how I'm saying L with Z, L with S, L with T, L with N. So I've done all the combinations of Lisa with someone. I go L with Z, L with S, L with T, L with N. Now let me do all the combinations with Z, Zoe. So I've got Z with, no, don't go backwards. No, that's the same combination. Don't go back, because L and Z, Lisa and Zoe, is the same as Zoe and Lisa if they're going to swim. So Z with S, Z with T, and Z with N. So I've done every combination with Zoe, because Zoe's already done with, is already combined with Lisa over here. Then I've got S with T and S with N. Do you see? S with T, S with N. And what's my last one? T with N. Now count how many there are. 3, 4. So there are 10. So, but instead of listing them all out, this is actually called, wouldn't you say I've got 5 people and I'm choosing 2? No, it's not 5 times 2. No, it's not like that. We don't do it like that. It just happened that it ended up like that. But I've got 5 people and I'm choosing 2. If our answer is that there are 10 samples of size 2 that we can choose, all right? And we listed them all out. We know that there are 10 samples. Now, I've got 5 people and I'm choosing 2. On your calculator, it's called, it's this, 5C2. You'll see a C, an NCR button on your calculator. So on your calculator, you have an NCR button. One sec. So on the FX82, on top, on the FX82 plus, here it is. It's on top of the divide. So it's N choose R. The N is 5, the C is C, and the R is 2. See how I've got 5 choose. So you put the number 5 first. So how do you do it? You go 5, you press 5, then you go shift divide button. Sorry, when you go shift divide, a C comes up, and then you just press the number 2. I'm just pressing the number 2 now, and I press equals, and I get 10. All right? I've got 5 people, I want to choose 2. C for choose. Okay? So doing it again, there it is here. Look, there it is there. NCR, it's yellow. But you have to put the 5 in first, and then you go shift divide. So I'm going to write it here how you do it on your calc. So for the FX82, this is how we do it. We press 5, we press shift, we press the divide button. The reason we press divide is because NCR is on the divide. And then we press 2 equals. So for the FX82, it's 5 shift on top of the NCR. Sorry, I've written it down there. But on top of the N of the divide button is the NCR in yellow. And then you press 2 and you get 10 as your answer. On the blue calculator, which is the sharps, so on a sharp calculator, you can see it on top of the 5. Can you see it? There it is. NCR is on top of the 5. Again, it's entered the same way. 5, shift 5 to get that function. So you go 5 for the other one. You go second function, the number 5 button. Why? Because NCR is on top of it. 2 equals. So you've got to press the 5 first, then the NCR button, and then the 2. So I'll do it here. So I've got 5, second function 5. That puts 5C for me. And then I press 2. And it says 5C2, 5 choose 2. Now, okay, so if I asked you, so we're going to do another question in a minute, but let's say I decided to choose 3 people from the team. Let's just play around a bit. Let's say I decided to choose 3 people. Let's systematically list 3 people. Who have we got? LZS, right? Who else? LZT. I'm just going to do LZ first. LZS, LZT, LZN. You know how you can do them? I'm going to miss these 2 people out. I'm going to miss those 2 people out. I'm going to miss those 2 people out. You're actually going to find you've got 10 ways if you keep missing 2 people out. Actually, you know what we can do? You know how these are all the combinations of 2 people? We can list the other 3. You know how they're the combination? If you've got 5 choose 3 people, aren't you always missing out 2 people? If I've got 5 people and I choose 3, aren't I deliberately leaving 2 people out? If I've got a group of 5, LZS, LZT, LZN, I'm going to do LST. This is pretty tricky. LSN. I could do LTN. I think they're all the groups with L. So this is a little bit tricky to do. ZST. So I've done all the groups with L. ZSN. I could do ZTN. And I think I've missed some. STN. Oh no, that's it. I got 10 groups. Now, so I did everyone with LZ. Then I did LS groups. And then I did LT groups. Now I've got 10 groups, but instead of doing that, that takes a long time. Haven't I got 5 people and I'm going to choose 3 of them? So if you do that on your calculator, 5 choose 3, I've got 5, choose, see the C, 3, I get 10. So instead of listing them all out, if they say how many people, I've got a group of 5, I want to choose 3. 5C3. All right? And on the other calculator as well, 5. C is second function 5, 3. 5C3 is 10. That's all the samples. We know now how to use our calculator for this. A library has 5 branches, central C, N, S, W, and B. A sample of branches needs to be chosen for IT training. How many possible samples are there if the sample size is 4? So I've got 5 libraries to choose from. And I need to choose 4. So how do I do the first one? I've got 5. I'm choosing 4. Do you get that? I've got 5 different branches. How many possible samples are there if the sample size is 4? 5 choose 4 on your calculator. Anyone? Do it. 2. How many of sample size 2? 5 choose 2. We did that before. Practice it on your calc, please.
10.
Anyone? 10. We also did this one on our calculator. 5 choose 3. 10. Number 4. 5. You want a sample size of 1. You should be able to do this without even looking. If I just want to choose one bank, not bank, library, I could use C or N or S or W or B. That's 5 different samples of size 1. Choose 1. And number 5, how many ways can you choose 5 libraries? 1 way. So if you do 5 choose 5 on your calculator, you should be getting 1. Because look, if I want to choose a sample of 5, well, that means choose everything. There's only 1 way I can choose everything. Okay, so part B, So the question is, so how many possible samples are there from the 5 branches in total? If I chose sample size 1, sample size 2, sample size 3, sample size 4, or sample size 5, how many possible samples are there? It would be adding all these answers. Do you get that? I could get 5 if I chose sample size 4. I could get 10 if I chose a sample size of 2. I could get 10 samples if I chose a sample size of 3. I could get 5 samples if I chose a sample size of 1. And I could get 1 sample if I chose a sample size of 5. So adding them all up, 31. So that's how many possible samples there are from the 5 branches. And part C, list all the possible samples of size 4. Now I'm going to write out the 5 libraries. There's 5 libraries. If you want to choose 4 of them, there's always one library that misses out every time. That's the easiest way to do it. So which library is going to miss out first? Let's make B miss out first. So I want my sample size of 4. I could have B missing out, CNSW. Do you get that? Next, I'm going to get the library W missing out. What would that be? CNSB. Then let S miss out. CNWB. Do you get it? Let's make N miss out. CSWB. And C could miss out. NSWB. And it doesn't matter in which order you do it, but I like to do systematically like that. This library is not going to be chosen. This library is not going to be chosen. This library is not going to be chosen. If I've got 5 and I'm choosing 4, there's always one that misses out. Okay?